Look at what all you YouTube commenters made me buy. This here is all you guys' fault. Every time I post a snow removal video, you need a cab. You need a cab. So, let's just get this straight right here. No one needs a cab. A cab would be nice, which is what I said. A cab would be nice, but no one needs a cab. These things are expensive. This cab sitting right here is over $7,000. I know for a fact just the base cab with no heater is $7,000. And this is a cozy cab, which is a lot of money. I can buy a lot of other stuff besides a cab. I could buy a tiller, I could buy a Harley rake, I could buy tons of other stuff for the tractor besides a $7,000 cab. The cab isn't going to make me money. The cab isn't going to make me any more money than what putting extra clothes on and hopping on that tractor in the middle of winter, open station, and going blow snow. Yes, it does suck a little bit more, but the cab ain't going to make me any money like a tiller or a Harley rake would. That being said, I always keep an eye on Facebook Marketplace for cheap attachments, cheap equipment, and I came across this thing. So this cab online was a little over $2,000. This is a $7,000 cab. That being said, this cab did need a little TLC. It is missing a couple things, and I'll get into that. But first, let me explain this. I'm reshooting this video. I shot this video a few months back when I picked up this cab. And I just sat down about 2 nights ago to edit this video, and I realized that there was a for sale sign sitting right there with a phone number on it. So I would love to post some videos, and I went through fixing a whole bunch of little minor things on this cab and talking about this cab, and the whole time there's a for sale sign right there with a phone number on it. So I'm reshooting this. I might try to pull a couple little clips out of that video to shove in here at the end, but let's talk about this cab here a little bit now. So this is the cozy cab. So I went and drove to a 3.5 hour round trip to pick this thing up. It full glass doors, glass front. It has a backup camera in it. We got switches up here for lights. It's got front wiper, heater, rear defrost fan. Both these are fixed. Now let's talk about what it's missing. It's missing all the rear brackets to mount this cab. So it had a broken door handle on it. This door handle here was broke, which is one of the videos I shot that I may put at the end. It's missing a flap here, flap of rubber here. It's missing some connectors for the hook up the heater to the tractor. It had a couple electrical gremlins that I already fixed. So that being said, I have right here, this is one of the feet pans, and these are the 2 front brackets. I just repainted them. Them 2 front brackets come off of your loader mount right here to hold the front of the cab up. And then behind this piece of cardboard back here, these are your feet wells where your pedals go in. And then here's the other foot well. So I had that. I called Reister and Schnell and Ice Implement and asked them basically, when I spotted this online, what does this cab go for? And I was told around $7,000 by both of them without a heater. So when I seen this cab for a little over $2,000, I grabbed it. I did know that there were things wrong with it. So when I picked it up, I went through a couple little things and fixed a couple of electric gremlins, and then I started going through it and finding all the parts I'm missing. So I don't know what the whole story is here, but I picked it up from a guy who sold his tractor. I have no idea if it was a tractor he bought to resell or if it was on his tractor or what the whole story was, but this isn't the right rear mount. They just have a piece of plastic here. There was no rear mount holding this to the back of the ROPS. So this thing was just sitting on the ROPS, and the ROPS was all that was keeping this back of this cab in line, which is why it's rubbed out there. It's also why, if you take a look on the inside, the rubber here is split where it was rubbing on the fenders. I had no idea why this piece here is missing. But anyways, I got a whole parts list together, got a hold of Cozy Cab. The guy, the parts person there that I talked to is really awesome. I'll put his name down here, but I have a bunch of the rubber parts in that already. Like, I have this rubber gasket, I have a couple of the rubber pieces for the back. This rubber piece here comes down and covers up everything underneath your seat. I got a bunch of, I don't believe I got that piece yet, but all them parts are up in that box up there. I ready to replace this door handle. This door handle, it looked like it froze at one point and somebody took a blowtorch to it trying to unthaw it. So we got that taken care of. There's some weird stuff going on with this cab, like there were washers. I said that wrong. Wow. There were washers underneath the hinge here on this side. I couldn't figure out why at first, but if you look at this hinge on this side, we got a little bit of a bend right here where this bolt hole is, which I think is supposed to be, I think that's factory. But this one over here, it looks like somebody took a torch to it because that bend is completely flat. I think that's why they had the washers there. But with the washers there, this seal wouldn't even seal because when I got this cab home, it's been sitting in a barn for a few years or for summer, or I don't know, whatever. But this thing was pretty dirty. When I pressure washed it, I had water running down through this gap, which I think was a thing that was going on for a while because there is a little bit of surface rust on this bar on the inside here. That's not something I'm going to worry about this year. Maybe next year I will pop this frame off for the glass and take it to a local company, have it sandblasted and repainted. But I also only had one speed on the heater. I fixed that. The backup camera that came with it, they said, well, we don't know if it works or not. It didn't work, blah, 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 blah. And that's just sitting, I got it sitting right here right now, but it was mounted, where'd that bracket go? Oh, I threw it up on top. They had it mounted on another toolbox bracket, so I just took it off and zip tied it right here for right now. Now, mind you, this thing's sitting up against the ROPS and no rear mounts. I think that's why they cut this out here. I don't believe that's supposed to be like that. But like I said, for what I paid for the cab, I really can't complain about it. So, now the shitty part of this story. We're the first part of October here, and I need a bunch of metal brackets that go back here. I think I got it's a couple $100 worth of brackets I need yet. So far in this cab, I'm stuck into it for like little over $3,000 for a $7,000 cab. But the shitty part is thanks to our lovely pandemic and all this other crap is Cozy Cab's having a hard time finding employees like everybody else is. They're behind. I won't see them brackets till like 11/21, I believe, is the date I have right now. So I have all my rubber pieces, which is all up there waiting in the box. I can't put this cab on until I have that rear brackets. So, we're waiting. So there'll probably be videos coming on this thing once I get them rear brackets and can get this mounted on here and fixed up in that. But inside the cab's pretty nice. I do need to put this strut back on. The person who had this cab, when they pulled it off, they screwed up, I don't know if you can see it, they screwed up the clips on them. They pulled the doors off and they messed up the clips, but I don't know if it'll focus. We got switches up here for your lights. There's a fuse panel. The backup camera's just sitting right there right now, but they had a wire flipped around backwards on this fan for the blower here for the heat. And then that backup camera had a busted wire up on top here. Once I get this on the tractor, I'm probably gonna do a little tweaking to it. And as far as this plywood, this 2x4s here, this is just basically how we got it home, where we could get it on the back of a pickup truck, which I'll post a picture right here to get it home. So kind of a little sketchy, but we got it home. I kind of want to redo a little bit of electrical in here. I just don't like the fact that you're reaching down here for your heat. You're reaching up here for your wiper, because the switch for the wipers is here. You're reaching way back here for your switch for your defrost fan. I'd rather have like all my switches and buttons up here, so you don't have to be reaching all over the cab for it. You can go one spot. Just my opinion. Like I said, there'll be a little bit of stuff done to this next year. But for right now, this year, I'm just waiting on brackets. Once we get them brackets, we can get that on this and go have some fun. Now, like I said, no one needs a cab. A cab is nice. I kind of get annoyed at these people who, you need a cab, you need a cab. Like I said at the beginning of this video, this cab ain't gonna make me any more money than putting on more clothes. Where if I was gonna spend $7,000, I'd buy a tiller, a Harley rake, a box blade, a laser grader, a flux capacitor, who knows. Where I got this for the right price. So we'll see how she goes. Who knows? Maybe I won't like it. Maybe next year it'll be resold. But yeah, we'll get into that. And it's 6 o'clock. Fire department's getting paged out. Test page for the day. But that's that. I'll possibly throw some clips in where I cut out that sign being there. And there'll be more videos coming on this in the future. And have a nice day. This headliner dash, whatever you want to call it, up here, and see if I can't get that camera working, and just check over this wiring up here. All my camera wiring is up here because there's a giant spool of cable up there. All my fuses are good, but for powering it currently, I'm just powering it off of a modified computer power supply, which actually surprisingly runs pretty much everything in this cab. When I plug my power supply in, so this is just a normal computer power supply. I modified it a couple years ago and put some switches on it. So I have 3.3 volts, 2 5-volt powers, and a 12-volt power. And what I use is just BNC connectors. Now you can just snap a cable on and power it up, but I don't know what this thing puts up for amperage, but when I plugged it in, it had the heater was on, the dome lights were on, the wiper was going, the rear fan, the defrost fan back there was running, and that power supply ran it all fine. So it just works good to testing it, and you don't gotta worry about draining a battery down and charging a battery up all the time. But so I want to look at that heater, and this camera wiring goes up here in the dash, up here. And right back here is a giant spool of cable for the camera. Then that camera wiring comes over here and comes down through this hole. That's outside here. And yeah, there's the camera. I just set it down there for test everything out, and yeah, we'll see. So here's the PDF. Cozy Cabs heater kit pulled up my computer, and if you look at this, is the switch wiring, and as you can see how that's set up, my high is the orange wire. Fun, easy cab to fix. Knock on wood. Don't jinx it. So you can't see it, but right here, yeah. Sorry. The red comes in and it jumpers off to this little short lead. Now, that diagram shows two reds in the center here. This wire right there, that orange. What do we got going on? No. I'll have to take a look at this again, but this orange right here, right now. I don't know if I can do this one-handed. Grab my meter. So, we got nothing on it right now. So there's my heater on low. And we got 10 volts. If I can get on the damn thing. There we go. We got 10 volts on it right now. And I'm on that wire. And if I go to my high, we have nothing. So obviously, this red, I'm gonna have to trace this out here. I'm gonna need two hands, but one of these wires has to get moved, and I believe it is this red right here. It needs to be up here. So let me get back to you. Yeah, that was simple. So now I have my 2 speeds. Yeah, this ain't bad. That was good for it. Yeah, I like it. It's the snow hitting your face, but that's a minor inconvenience. Like I said, I wasn't even looking for a cab. I just happened to be scrolling on Facebook Marketplace and seeing this one really cheap, and I couldn't really pass up the offer on it, the deal on it, and I knew it needed some work, but I called one of my local dealers. Well, actually, I called 2 local dealers. I called my rooster dealer, and the guy said he'd get back to me, but I kind of have an experience with John Deere's, Reister, and Schnell, that I'll get back to you is maybe a day or 2. And I called Ice Implement out of Two Rivers, Wisconsin. Called them, and guy on the phone goes, well, I haven't ordered one in about 2 years. Everybody's been getting the Mauser, he hasn't ordered one in about a year and a half. Everybody's been ordering the Mauser cabs already on the tractor because they let them on all year then. And I go, well, that doesn't help me because I need a cab I can take off for spring to do lawn rolling and that, and not worry about getting cabs into trees and shit like that. And he goes, well, last time I ordered one, it was around $7,000. And well, a day later, I did get a phone call back from Reister with an exact price of like $6,800 something without a heater. That was just the stock cab. But he goes, why would, I told him, well, I found one online. I'm just kind of curious on what the guy at Ice Implement, I kind of told him, I go, well, I found one online. I was just kind of curious on what the price was. And I told him the price. And he goes, if you can get it for that, take it. And I knew there were some problems with it, but everything here turns out looks like it's gonna be an easy fix. I mean, fix the heater, fix the backup camera. I'm probably gonna do some tidying up in here, and yeah, gotta make a list of some parts I need. And you guys all have a nice night. Do the normal YouTube stuff: like, comment, rate, subscribe. If you like this video, make sure you give it a thumbs up. That helps a lot. If you're first time seeing this channel, there's a red subscribe button right down there. You click that. That'll let you know when I post new videos. I haven't really posted a lot this summer. Kind of been doing like 7 or 8 projects here at a time. So, yeah. So, yeah. Hopefully there'll be more videos coming once we Hopefully there'll be more videos coming once we get into winter here and I get this cab on here. We'll get some nice snowmobile videos from inside of a warm cab this year. So, yeah, you guys all have a nice, lovely night. See ya.